Well, today we're finally going to be back working on this custom 1953 Chevy truck. It's been a few months, and I think it's time that we get back on it full time. We are going to be working on the front today, and we are going to be applying this 1949 Cadillac grille to the front of this 1953 Chevy truck. I have no idea if it's going to fit, but we are going to make it fit, aren't we? Yes, we are. I want to get these tires off of here and moved into safety. Seeing as how these tires cost more than I've gotten the whole rest of the project, so if I damage them, well, that would be catastrophic. Inappropriate rally wheel. Gross. Step one is to remove all the offending nonsense here. Quick look at what we're up against. Mother Nature has chewed away most of it for us, but we do need to get the unnecessary bits off of here. Now, it's amazing how rusty this thing is, and we haven't had to cut or break or whatever a single bolt or screw on this thing yet. And like, look at the quality of this stuff here. That's just to hold this one screw. That's pretty impressive. Good job, General Motors. Too bad you can't still do stuff like this. Well, I got the top grill bar off here, and we go on the inside here. You can see Somebody's really made a mess of that lip there. Sad part is all the screws that were still in there, they came out with no effort at all. So in the time they spent mangling and destroying this, they could have just taken the screws out. But that's neither here nor there, because we're here now and we have to fix this. And we're not going to get it perfect right now, but I just don't want to be grafting in something that's all mangly like this. There's no point in that. We'll just give it a quick straighten here. Just gonna rough out these grill bars as well while we're in the neighborhood. Not gonna fully repair them right now, but just take some of the mangliness out of them. Figure we may as well clean up the threads on these little giblets before we reassemble it as well. what I'm doing right now is just making some temporary mounting ears, which will allow me to position the grill in the opening, and then I can tack weld those ears in place and then get an idea of what all I have to do to this opening to modify it to get it to fit the grill. And if we look at the original mounting point here on the Cadillac, or what's left of it, it's quite rusty, but it actually steps out here. So I thought I was going to have to do something like that. And when we put our straight edge on here, we can see that our mounting surfaces here are not on the same plane, but on the truck, it's actually fairly flat here. So I think we have a solution for that. We test fit the bumper. Might not be a bad idea. So just gotta relocate the bumper from here to over there somehow. Well, that is a big sassy old bumper there. Yeah. I don't know why we felt the need to mock that up right now, but we did. Looks like I'll probably just have to build some new bumper brackets of some form or another. I mean, unless we just weld these directly to here. I mean, that should be fine, right? That'll be fine, yeah? No? Man, you guys are no fun. Yeah, so I mean, we kind of figured that anyways, but we're also going to have to narrow it slightly, probably. I don't know. We're going to hold off on that for now, I think. It's not really bumper time yet. Just decided to install the headlight buckets and trim here just to give myself a little better idea of how the front end is going to work together. Of course, everything we have to work with is completely unusable, bent up garbage. My kingdom to start with a piece of this truck that hasn't been in some sort of violent altercation. Just everything on this is just wrecked garbage, all of it. Not one single decent piece to start with. I tell you what. Very upset right now. So I've decided that I'm going to treat myself to some nice headlight bezels eventually, but for the time being, I just need to make these look or fit on the truck, I guess, because I don't think that's going to fit on the truck, just for mock-up. So we're just going to roughly knock them back into shape. Actually, fits better than I was expecting. Don't get me wrong though, it's still garbage. Big time garbage, but it fills the void for now. Alright, well, I think we're just gonna be wasting time here, so let's go on a quest. I call this segment here stealing parts from myself again. Now this 1951 ton that we're currently harvesting and pirating, we actually do have plans for this truck. Hopefully this summer here. Just hold that for me, you guys. Thanks. Anyways, yeah, this truck will be going back on the road, and one of our viewers over in France, Brick Tavern, he sent us another amazing donation to go towards parts for this truck. And so thanks to him, we've got some new seat upholstery and a bunch of other trinkets on the way that will really help get this truck back on the road where it belongs. So big thank you to Brick Tavern once again for saving the day. Of course, we don't want to forget to plug the headlight in now. Hate to get caught looking like a fool in front of the whole internet. That will be embarrassing. So we cut the peak out of the center of the Pontiac hood there, and the idea here is that this is going to become the peak for our hood here. Traditionally, you just braze or weld a chunk of rod in here, and then you get your lead or your kitty hair or whatever and sculpt it into this shape. But this is already pre-made for us, and I do like the way that this profile is similar to the profile on the Cadillac grille, because it's probably all GM, so there's no reason why it shouldn't be. And yeah, that's how we're gonna do the hood. But before we do that, I have determined that when I bent these little ears back here on the grill, you remember when we used our all 16ths on that? The problem is that to me, the grill leans back too much right now. So we're gonna have to rebend that, and then we'll shim it out at the top here, and we're gonna probably move it ahead about a ½ inch at the top, just so it's not angled back quite as far, because that's not the look that I'm after. And then we can start trying to figure out what we're gonna do with the hood, because right now it's kind of a mess. Well, I just kind of haphazardly closed this in with some tape and paper just to get an idea of how it's going to be. I got a long ways to go. We're going to have to get out the old plaster and Bondo and stuff and sculpt this all out so that we have a buck to build the metal piece from. I was hoping to just freehand the metal piece, but there's a lot of shape going into this. And so we're going to need a 3-dimensional kind of something to build off of and figure out. Yes, I did have a look at the old Pontiac hood section. No, it won't work. Well, anything will work, but not without a whole bunch of slicing and dicing. So we're just going to have to build the front section of hood basically back to here, through here, and down to here. And then we're going to build all this to get the grill fitted to the body. So this will have kind of a reverse curve, so it'll kind of come like this and then into here. And then at the front, this center peak that we took out of the Pontiac here, this will just slightly ducktail out kind of to meet the Cadillac. So it'll kind of come like this and then up like that and then over like this. Front end of this truck, I really didn't have any idea where it was going up until about a few minutes ago when I tack welded on this peak from the Pontiac there, and then all of a sudden it just started coming together. Same with leaning the grill back a little bit. We ended up moving it out about 3/4 of an inch actually. The problem was, and you can see on this side I guess still, that I've had ever since I sectioned this hood, is I wasn't happy with this front profile here, the way it like swoops back like this. And then when we had the grill lean back, it was even more. And I know some people are into that, but to me, having all this like that, it reminds you of like some 1990s Boyd Coddington thing. Sorry, Boyd, that's not what I'm after. What I'm after is like kind of the late 40s, early 1950s. You look at the vehicles that were being built back then, and a lot of them had this very pronounced kind of bullnose type of thing going on. I don't know what you'd call it. It kind of starts like that, and then the whole thing kind of gradually swoops towards the back, and that's what I'm going for. That's what looks good to me, and I don't really care if anybody else likes it. So that has been a problem that we've been trying to figure out now, and we got a long ways to go, but just getting this in place all of a sudden just changed this whole front end for me. Now I'm actually feeling it. I can visualize, this is what I had in my head, but I just trying to get it to, do the things that you want it to do. I like the way the grill is in here, and it actually like even though there's a lot of work to make this all fit, if you look at like the hood shut line here, like check out, that is in perfect alignment with this grill bar. And then this peak here all matches the Pontiac peak very nicely, and also matches the V windshield situation we have going on. So it all looks as though it was meant to be in my eyes, and that's all that really matters. And it also even almost lines up, like you can see where the truck grill went on here, and you can see just how close all this is. Now, this is not going to remain this way. We have a plan for all of this at the end here to finish this off. You'll have to stay tuned and see what we come up with, but it's not going to be this. So don't even worry about this. It's not even, just pretend it's not there, okay? It's not there. The whole lean back thing just looks like a real 1990s kind of build. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I think we need to bring back the 1990s thing. Like, how come that hasn't made a comeback yet? We're gonna be a trendsetter here. We're gonna turn this 35 Chevy into the perfect 1990s street rod. I'm talking Camaro clip, tuned port 350, paint all the trim, body color, full tweed interior. I'm talking full tweed interior, okay? Back here, cut out the back window, graft in a bow tie shaped back window. That would be custom. Then back here, take the license plate, French it into the trunk lid, but we're not going to French it in straight. We're going to French it in an angle. I'm talking like that. Get rid of these outdated door handles. You know what we're going to use? Astrovan door handles. Yeah. Paint the whole thing Pepto-Bismol pink. Then get some really sweet, you know, streaky Heartbeat of America teal graphics going down the side. You know the ones I'm talking about. Wheels and tires, we're going to hook this thing up with a set of 15-inch billet aluminum saw blade rims. Yes, that's right. Saw blade, billet aluminum, 15-inch rims. Matter of fact, I was watching Cold War Motors a couple weeks back, and Dean went out to a junkyard, and there was a mini truck out there that had a set of 15-inch saw blade wheels on it. And so, you know what? We're going to have to hop in the car, head out there right away, snap those babies up before somebody else does, and then we'll be well on our way. I don't even think you can buy them saw blade wheels anymore, so we gotta really hustle. Let's go. Let's bring back the 1990s street rod, folks. You know, all these old school guys arguing about the Edelbrock script on their flathead heads, panicking about the date code on their points ignition. That's all nonsense. We need to worry about the important things here, like the correct shade of teal to use on our graphics, or what texture of tweed interior goes best with a hot pink exterior. Alright folks, make sure you leave a big thumbs up and a comment down below this video if you want to see us butcher up this classic into the perfect traditional 1990s street rod. What's that I hear? Is that the sound of hundreds of people unsubscribing all at the same time? Well, I guess just like the Chrysler Airflow, you folks just aren't quite ready for the future yet. The future, of course, of traditional 1990s street rods coming back into popularity. Yeah. Well, I guess for your sake, we won't butcher up that 35, but I tell you, you know, it's coming. The day is coming, so... And if you want to be ahead of the curve, you better get on that now. Well, we didn't really get a whole lot done today. Been off this project for a while. But next step, like I said, we're going to be sculpturing this shape of the hood and the front of the fenders out of our plaster and Bondo and whatever else we got laying around, so we can get a three-dimensional buck to build our metal pieces off of. It's going to be a fairly complicated piece to build, and I know for sure there's got to be a vehicle out there somewhere that has this exact shape on the front of the hood. Well, not like this exact shape, but the shape that I want on the front of the hood. And it's probably out there, but problem is that winter has arrived and I'm not leaving my yard for anything. So whatever we have in the yard is what we have to use to construct this until spring arrives. So we got lots of sheet metal I stocked up before the snow came. So that's what we're going to be using to create the panels that we need. I know there's still people out there that actually think I'm building this entire truck out of plaster and Bondo. And to be fair, you know, I did say that I was building this truck out of plaster and Bondo, and I guess those people took it quite literally. So for anybody questioning as to whether or not I'm building this out of plaster and Bondo and foam, I've actually included a link in the description of this video explaining why plaster, Bondo, and foam is the ultimate and best material for building a vehicle. That link is going to be placed right under the words Gullible in the description. So please take a look at that if you haven't already. And other than that, we're going to keep working on the front end here and trying to get it all puzzled together. Still got a whole pile of work to do back here, obviously, but I just didn't feel like working on that this week. Certainly not going to run out of anything to do this winter, I don't think. There's some stuff that has to happen here, but you know, I want to give a big shout out to one of our viewers, Tom M. from California. He sent me these wonderful 1949 Cadillac taillights and bezels. I believe these are both driver's side, but I had a look and I can actually modify this one to work on the passenger side fairly easily. And so Tom just literally saved the day here. And he also sent us this sweet California license plate from 1928. So that's going to be hung on the wall. That's really cool. But anyways, yeah, as you know, I didn't have any lenses or anything, and my my apparati that came with these quarter panels was completely buggered, and these ones, it's still functional. It opens, and well, I can't do it one-handed, but this flips up for your gas filler. There you go. How cool is that? And it is broken on the one I had, so Tom offered to send me these, and like how, I don't even know. Thank you so much, Tom. How neat is that? Pretty goddamn neat. So that will allow me to continue restyling the rear of this truck, because as you recall, we did not have any lenses. These lenses themselves we're just going to use for mock-up, but another viewer who wishes to remain anonymous actually donated a brand new set of lenses, gaskets, all that stuff, so I'll have good lenses to put on when the truck is actually finished. So again, that viewer wishes to remain anonymous, but you know who you are, and you are appreciated. I also appreciate actually several people who reached out to me about our lens and bezel situation and wanted to donate either bezels or lenses or both. So I was pretty overwhelmed by that. But Tom and the other viewer who donated the new lenses, they were the first to reach out. And but again, big thank you to everyone who did reach out and offer to help out with that. You guys are all amazing.